Part 1. The Void Before Time. Good evening, dear listener. As you settle into your comfortable space, close your eyes and take a deep breath. Feel the gentle rhythm of your heartbeat as you let your mind drift into the unknown. Tonight we embark on a journey to the very beginning of time itself. A story told for generations, passed down through sacred words, etched into the fabric of human history. It is the story of creation. Before the stars, before the earth, before even the concept of time itself, there was nothing. A vast, endless void. No light, no form, no sound. Just an infinite emptiness, silent and still. But within this emptiness, something was stirring, something unseen, something powerful. Close your eyes and picture it. The formless abyss, deep and mysterious, waiting for the moment when all things would begin. It is here, in this void, that the story of creation unfolds. The first word. And then, in a moment beyond comprehension, a voice breaks the silence. A voice filled with power, with authority, with intention. Let there be light. And suddenly, light explodes into existence. Like the first flicker of dawn piercing through the darkness, it spreads, illuminating all that was once unseen. It is pure, radiant, and filled with purpose. Light and darkness are separated, given their own domains, the first division of creation, and thus the first day is born. Imagine standing in the presence of that first light, witnessing the very birth of illumination itself. The contrast of day and night begins. The rhythm of time takes its first breath. The universe, once an empty void, has taken its first step into existence, and so the first day ends. A cycle is set into motion, a pattern that will continue through the unfolding of creation. But there is still more to come, for the Creator is not finished. A universe taking shape. Now the formless world begins to take shape. The waters, deep and mysterious, swirl in their vast expanse, and with another command, the waters are parted, above and below. A great expanse, the sky, is formed, a dome stretching overhead, infinite and boundless, cradling the world beneath. Breathe in, dear listener. Imagine yourself floating in this newborn realm, feeling the fresh air of a world just beginning. The sky is empty now, waiting for the wonders yet to come, waiting for the lights that will soon dance across its canvas. With the heavens above and the waters below, the second day comes to a close. Creation is unfolding with precision, with care, with a rhythm as gentle as the tide. And so, the world awaits what is next. The stage is set, but it is not yet complete, for life is still to come, and with it, the beauty of a world designed with purpose. For now, let us pause here, at the edge of the second day. Rest in the thought of this newly forming world, drifting in the peace of creation's dawn. Part 2. The earth takes shape. The dawn of land and sea. Welcome back, dear listener. As you continue to drift into relaxation, let your mind settle into the rhythm of creation. We have already witnessed the birth of light and the separation of sky from water. Now the stage is set for something even more extraordinary, the shaping of the land and sea. Picture yourself floating above a world still in motion. The waters churn, endless and deep, covering everything in a vast and mysterious ocean. But then the voice speaks again, and at once the waters begin to withdraw. Let the dry land appear, and suddenly Mountains rise from the depths. Valleys carve their way across the earth. Mighty rivers trace their paths, flowing like veins of the new world. The land emerges, strong and firm, breaking free from the grasp of the sea. The waters gather into great oceans, shimmering under the glow of the divine light. Waves dance against the shorelines, a new harmony forming between the land and the sea. The earth once hidden beneath the waves now stands revealed, a foundation for life, waiting to be filled with beauty, the first signs of life. But the world is not yet complete. The land is bare, silent, untouched. And so the voice speaks once more, calling forth something wondrous. Let the earth bring forth vegetation. And in an instant, life bursts into being. The first blades of grass push through the soil, stretching toward the heavens. Mighty trees rise, their roots digging deep, their branches reaching outward like arms, embracing the sky. Leaves unfurl, glistening with the first drops of morning dew. Flowers bloom in a breathtaking display of color, soft pastels, brilliant golds, deep indigos, all painting the land in a vibrant masterpiece. Vine-covered hills, towering forests, endless meadows, each place unique, yet all connected in the great tapestry of creation. Fruits and seeds appear, hidden within the folds of nature, carrying the promise of growth and renewal. The air begins to shift, filled with the crisp scent of fresh earth, the whisper of wind through the trees. The world is alive now, pulsing with energy, moving in perfect harmony. It is a place of beauty, of balance, of endless wonder. A moment of stillness. Imagine yourself walking through this newly created world. The air is fresh, untouched by time. The soft rustling of leaves is the only sound, accompanied by the distant murmur of ocean waves. The warmth of the light above bathes the landscape in golden hues. The earth is no longer empty. It is full, rich, vibrant, a living canvas painted by the hands of creation. And yet, it is only the beginning. And so the third day comes to an end. The world continues its quiet transformation, waiting for what comes next. The stars have yet to appear, the sun and moon still unseen. But the rhythm of creation moves forward, each day adding to the wonder that is unfolding. Rest now, dear listener, in the peace of this new world. Let the gentle hum of creation lull you into serenity, knowing that the story is not yet finished. The best is still to come. Part 3. The Lights in the Sky. A World Without a Sun. Welcome back, dear listener. As you rest in stillness, let your mind drift into the growing wonder of creation. The world now has land, sea, and vegetation, an earth filled with lush forests, flowing rivers and rolling meadows. Yet something is missing. There is light. Yes, but no source. There is day and night. Yet no sun or moon. The sky, vast and open, remains untouched by the presence of stars. But that is about to change. Close your eyes and imagine standing on this newly formed world, looking up at an endless sky, deep, dark, and waiting. Then, once more, the voice speaks. Let there be lights in the sky to separate the day from the night, to mark seasons, days, and years. And in an instant, the heavens are set ablaze. The birth of the sun and moon, a golden light bursts into existence, warm and powerful, bathing the earth in radiance. The first sunrise spills across the horizon, touching the mountain tops, dancing on the waves, filtering through the trees. The world awakens beneath the sun's embrace, its light bringing clarity and purpose to all things. And then, as day fades, another light appears, not as fierce as the sun, but gentle, silver, and soft. The moon takes its place, watching over the night like a guardian. Its glow shimmers across the oceans, reflecting upon the waves, casting long shadows over the land. But the sky is not empty still, for then, like scattered jewels upon a velvet tapestry, countless stars begin to appear. Some are bright, others faint, each one unique, stretching across the heavens in a breathtaking display. The night, once empty, is now filled with a million tiny flames, distant but constant, shining as beacons in the endless expanse. The stars are not random. They move in patterns, forming constellations, shaping the great map of the sky. They tell stories, mark the passing of time, guide the lost traveler home. They are placed with purpose, set into motion by a design far beyond human understanding. A cosmic dance. Now the world has rhythm, the sun rises and sets, bringing warmth to the day. The moon follows, casting its glow upon the night. The stars remain, twinkling in their silent brilliance, reminders of something greater beyond. Imagine yourself lying in a vast field, staring up at this newly painted sky. The cool grass beneath you, the soft whisper of wind through the trees, the steady rise and fall of your own breath, in sync with the universe itself. The heavens are alive, not just with light, but with time itself. The cycles of day and night begin. The seasons take their first breath. The world moves forward, step by step, in perfect harmony. And so the fourth day comes to an end. The sky is no longer an empty canvas. It is now a masterpiece of light and motion, a celestial dance that will continue for all eternity. Breathe in, dear listener, and rest in the stillness of this moment. The world is preparing for something even greater, for the story is not yet over. Something is coming. Life is about to stir. Part 4. The waters and the skies come to life. A silent world awaits. Welcome back, dear listener. As you breathe deeply and settle into relaxation, imagine yourself standing upon this newly formed world. The land stretches before you, majestic mountains, flowing rivers, and endless fields of green. The sky above is adorned with the golden light of the sun by day and the soft silver glow of the moon by night. The stars twinkle, whispering their silent melodies across the heavens. But something is missing. Though the earth is full of beauty, it is quiet. No song of birds, no movement beneath the waves, only the rustling of the trees and the gentle lapping of the water against the shore. The world waits, ready for the next chapter of creation. And then the voice speaks once more. Let the waters teem with living creatures, and let birds fly above the earth across the sky. The birth of the seas and skies. Suddenly, the oceans stir with new life. From the depths, magnificent creatures emerge, moving gracefully through the water. Great whales rise from the deep, their voices echoing in the vastness of the sea. Schools of fish dart through coral reefs, their scales shimmering in an endless array of colors. Jellyfish drift like living lanterns, their delicate tendrils glowing softly in the water's embrace. The rivers and lakes, once still, now ripple with movement. Tiny fish swim in playful patterns, while frogs perch upon the rocks, waiting for their moment to leap. The waters are alive, filled with creatures of all shapes and sizes, each one moving in harmony with the rhythm of creation. And then the sky itself awakens. A rush of wind carries the beating of wings. Birds of every kind take to the air, filling the heavens with song. Eagles soar high above the mountains, their wings outstretched against the morning sun. Doves glide gently through the air, their white feathers glowing in the light. Tiny hummingbirds dance between the flowers, their wings moving too fast for the eye to follow. The world, once silent, is now alive with sound. The laughter of water, the calls of birds, the deep song of the whales. It is a symphony of creation, a melody that has never been heard before. A world in motion. Imagine standing by the edge of a vast ocean, watching the waves roll in, feeling the cool mist against your skin. In the distance, dolphins leap from the water, their playful forms cutting through the shimmering surface. Overhead, a flock of birds moves together, their wings carrying them effortlessly through the sky. For the first time, the earth moves with a pulse of life. The creatures of the water and sky have been given their place, each one designed with purpose, each one unique. And then the voice speaks once more, a blessing upon all living things. Be fruitful and multiply, and fill the waters in the seas, and let the birds increase on the earth. The command is simple, yet profound. Life is not just to exist, it is to thrive, to grow, to spread across the world in endless wonder. And so the fifth day comes to an end. The sun sets over a world now teeming with life, the sky filled with the last songs of the birds before nightfall. The waters move in a steady rhythm, carrying their creatures through the deep. The world is still not complete, but it is full of promise. Breathe in deeply, dear listener, and rest in this moment. Let the sounds of the sea, the whispers of the wind, and the songs of the birds carry you into peaceful stillness. Something even greater is coming. Part 5. The creation of life on land. A world waiting for its beating heart. Welcome back, dear listener. As you continue to rest in peaceful stillness, picture the world as it now stands, a masterpiece in motion. The skies are alive with birds soaring in graceful patterns, their songs carried by the wind. The oceans ripple with life, from the tiniest fish to the great creatures of the deep, all moving in harmony. But the land, though rich with rivers, valleys, and towering trees, remains untouched by footsteps. It is full of beauty, but it does not yet breathe. It waits, silent, anticipating something more. And then, once again, the voice speaks. Let the earth bring forth living creatures, according to their kinds, livestock, creatures that move along the ground, and wild animals, each according to its kind. And at that moment, the land awakens. The first creatures of the earth. Imagine standing in a vast meadow, the golden light of morning stretching across the horizon. The ground beneath your feet trembles as the first great creatures step into the world. In the forests, mighty beasts emerge. Elephants, their trunks reaching toward the sky, move in steady, graceful steps. Deer, delicate and swift, bound through the trees, their hooves barely touching the earth. Lions stretch beneath the shade of acacia trees, their golden eyes watching the new world unfold. Across the open plains, herds of cattle graze upon the fresh green fields, their presence gentle and strong. Sheep and goats climb the rolling hills, their wool swaying in the soft breeze. The land is no longer empty, it moves, it breathes, it is alive. And beneath the trees, in the hidden places, smaller creatures stir. Foxes weave through the underbrush, their eyes glimmering with curiosity. Rabbits dart between the roots of towering oaks. Tiny ants march in perfect order, each one knowing its role in the grand design. The ground itself feels different now, as if it hums with the energy of life. Each creature, from the towering elephant to the smallest insect, is placed with care, each one given a purpose. The world, once silent, now echoes with the sounds of the wild, the distant call of the wolf, the gentle rustling of deer through the grass, the steady rhythm of hooves against the earth. A perfect balance. Now the world is complete in its diversity. The waters, the skies, and the land are all filled with life, moving in harmony, each creature playing its part in the great symphony of existence. Imagine walking through this landscape, feeling the warmth of the sun on your skin, hearing the distant roar of a lion, the soft chirp of crickets in the grass, the rush of a herd moving in the distance. The earth is full, vibrant, overflowing with life, and yet something is still missing, something greater, something that will bring purpose to it all. Creation is reaching its grandest moment. The final act is about to begin, and so the sixth day continues, but its greatest wonder has yet to be revealed. Rest now, dear listener. Let the sounds of the wild carry you into stillness. Let the rhythm of creation lull you into peace. The story is not yet over. Something extraordinary is about to happen. Part 6. The creation of humanity. A world waiting for its keeper. Welcome back, dear listener. The world has taken shape in all its beauty. The sky is adorned with the warmth of the sun by day and the glow of the moon by night. The oceans shimmer with life, teeming with creatures great and small. The land is alive with animals, from the mighty lion to the smallest ant, each moving in harmony with the rhythm of creation. And yet, something is missing. The earth is abundant, but there is no one to tend to it, no eyes to marvel at the mountains, no hands to cultivate the fields, no heart to feel the wonder of existence. The world is ready, waiting for its caretaker, and then, in the stillness, the voice speaks one final time. Let us make mankind in our image, in our likeness, so that they may rule over the fish in the sea and the birds in the sky, over the livestock and all the wild animals, and over all the creatures that move along the ground. And so the greatest act of creation begins. The formation of man. Picture for a moment the hands of a master sculptor forming something with the utmost care. Unlike the stars, the land and the creatures before, this is different. This is personal. This is the masterpiece. From the dust of the earth, a shape begins to form, not spoken into existence like the light, nor summoned like the animals, but carefully molded. The first human, shaped with intention, with purpose, with the very breath of life. And then something wondrous happens. A breath, soft yet powerful, fills the lungs of this creation. For the first time, a heart begins to beat. A mind awakens, eyes open, taking in the brilliance of the world for the first time. The first human stands, feeling the warmth of the earth beneath his feet, the whisper of the wind against his skin. He is alive, and he is not just another creation. He is different from all else, made in the image of the Creator, given understanding, purpose, and a soul that carries a spark of the divine, a garden of perfection. The first human, called Adam, does not find himself in an empty place. He is placed in a garden, Eden, a paradise, unlike anything seen since. Lush trees heavy with fruit, rivers flowing with crystal clear water, flowers blooming in an endless array of colors. It is a place of peace, of beauty, a home designed with love. But even in this paradise, something is missing. The world is full of creatures, but Adam is alone. The animals have their pairs, the birds their flocks, the fish their schools, and so the Creator in his wisdom sees that it is not good for man to be alone. As Adam rests, something beautiful happens. From his side a new creation is formed, not from dust this time, but from Adam himself. A companion, one who is like him yet distinct, equal yet unique. When Adam opens his eyes, he sees her, Eve, the first woman. And for the first time in creation, there is not just life, but love. A bond unlike any other, the foundation of all human connection. Together they stand at the dawn of a new world, the caretakers of all that has been made. The world is now complete, filled with purpose, harmony, and the presence of those who will walk upon it. And so, the sixth day comes to an end. The final piece of creation is in place. Humanity has been given life, love, and a world to cherish. Breathe in deeply, dear listener. Rest in the thought that you too are part of this story, that your life, like the first breath of Adam, was formed with intention, with love, with purpose. The story is nearly complete. Only one thing remains. Part 7. The Day of Rest. The work is complete. Welcome back, dear listener. The world, once an empty void, is now alive in its fullness. Light and darkness move in harmony, the sun and moon marking the rhythm of time. The land stretches wide, adorned with trees, rivers, and mountains. The waters teem with fish, the skies with birds, the earth with creatures both great and small. And at the heart of it all, humanity formed with care, given purpose, placed in a paradise designed for them. Creation is complete. Every detail, from the smallest flower to the grandest mountain, has been carefully placed. Every creature moves with intention. Every star shines in its appointed place. The masterpiece is finished. And so, for the first time, the voice that has spoken the world into being is silent. The Creator does not speak new commands, does not shape new forms. Instead, he does something unexpected. He rests. The seventh day, by the seventh day, God had finished the work he had been doing. So on the seventh day, he rested from all his work. Imagine, dear listener, the world at this moment. The rush of creation has ceased, the echoes of new life settling into peaceful stillness. The waves still move, but they do so in a steady rhythm. The wind still blows, but now it carries the quiet sounds of a world at peace. This is not a rest of exhaustion. The Creator does not tire. No, this rest is different. It is a pause, a moment of completion, a time to simply enjoy what has been made. The first sunset of the completed world paints the sky in soft hues of orange, pink, and violet. Adam and Eve walk through Eden, feeling the grass beneath their feet, hearing the distant calls of birds settling into their nests. The animals rest in the shade of ancient trees, The rivers flow gently, the stars begin to appear one by one. All is still, a sacred time, and then something special happens. The seventh day is not just another day, it is made holy, it is set apart, different from all the others. And God blessed the seventh day and made it holy, because on it he rested from all the work of creation he had done. The act of rest itself becomes part of the design. Just as light and darkness were set into motion, just as the seasons were given rhythm, so too is rest woven into the fabric of time. A sacred pause, a time to reflect, to breathe, to find peace. Imagine yourself in that first moment of rest. The air is still, warm with the last golden light of day. The world is in perfect balance, complete and untouched by anything but wonder. There is no rush, no worry, only stillness, only peace. And so the first week of existence comes to an end. The heavens, the earth, and all that fills them stand as a testimony to the beauty of creation. And woven into it all is a gift, the gift of rest, a lesson for us all. Breathe in deeply, dear listener. Let the quiet of this moment settle within you. Just as creation was not complete without a day of rest, neither are we. We are not meant to rush endlessly forward, always striving, always creating. We too were made to pause, to reflect, to simply be. Rest is not just for the weary. It is a holy moment, a sacred rhythm, a time to see the beauty that already exists around us. It is a reminder that we are not alone, that we are part of something grand, something intentional. As you close your eyes and drift deeper into peace, know that you are resting in the same rhythm set at the dawn of time itself. You are part of creation, and just like that first seventh day, you are meant to breathe, to be still, to find peace. The story of creation is now complete, but the story of humanity, your story, has only just begun. Rest now, dear listener. The world is full of beauty, and tomorrow is another day to discover it. Part 8. The Beauty of Eden, a garden like no other. Welcome back, dear listener. As you continue to rest, let your mind drift into the heart of creation's masterpiece. Eden. The world has been formed, life has been breathed into existence, and the first humans have been placed within a home unlike any other. Close your eyes and imagine stepping into this paradise. The air is warm, filled with the scent of blooming flowers and the sweetness of ripe fruit. A gentle breeze moves through the trees, their branches swaying like they are whispering secrets to the wind. The rivers, pure and clear, flow like veins through the land, their waters cool to the touch, reflecting the golden light of the sun. This is Eden, a place untouched by time, by worry, by anything but harmony. A place designed not just for survival, but for joy. The tree of life at the center of this garden stands something extraordinary. A tree unlike any other, its branches stretching wide, its roots deep and unshakable. Its fruit is radiant, shimmering with the promise of eternity. This is the tree of life, a gift beyond measure. Its purpose is simple yet profound, to offer life in its fullest form. To eat from its fruit is to be sustained, not just in body but in spirit. It is a reminder of the eternal connection between creation and Creator, a symbol of the perfection in which humanity was formed. Adam and Eve walk freely beneath its shade, knowing no fear, no pain, only peace. Every need is met, every moment is filled with awe. The world is theirs to explore, to enjoy, to tend. But there is another tree, one that holds a mystery yet to unfold, a tree that will soon change everything. The gift of purpose. Eden is not just a place to exist, it is a place to thrive. Adam and Eve are not idle wanderers in this paradise. They are given a task, a calling. Work the garden and take care of it. Imagine, dear listener, tending to a world untouched by toil. There are no thorns, no struggle, only the joy of creation's care. The ground is fertile, the plants grow in abundance. Every seed placed in the soil yields beauty, every touch brings forth life. The animals, unafraid, walk beside them. The lion does not hunt, the wolf does not stalk the lamb. Peace reigns, an unbroken harmony between all living things. Eden is not just a home, it is a sanctuary, a place of pure connection, not just between Adam and Eve, but between humanity and the one who formed them. There is no distance, no separation, only the sound of footsteps in the cool of the evening, as the Creator walks among them, speaking as a friend. A world without fear. Imagine a life without worry, without sorrow, without pain. In Eden there is no sickness, no loss, no uncertainty. Time itself flows gently, unmarked by the urgency that so often fills our days. Adam and Eve know only joy, only the sweetness of fruit plucked fresh from the vine, only the laughter shared beneath the shade of a mighty tree, only the comfort of never being alone. Everything they could ever need is here. And yet at the heart of this paradise, choice remains. For true love, true trust, true joy must always be chosen. And so 2 trees stand in the center of the garden. One, the tree of life, offering eternity. The other, the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, offering something yet unknown. For now all is peaceful, but the winds of change stir lightly through the leaves. Something is coming. Rest now, dear listener. Eden is still untouched. The world is still whole. Let the sound of the rivers, the whisper of the trees, and the warmth of creation lull you into peace. The story is not yet over. Part 9. The choice that changed everything. A moment of peace. A world of perfection. Welcome back, dear listener. Breathe deeply and settle into the warmth of Eden. The world remains untouched, filled with beauty beyond words. The rivers shimmer beneath the golden sunlight, the scent of blossoms lingers in the air, and the laughter of Adam and Eve echoes through the trees. Imagine walking through this paradise, your feet pressing into soft earth, the rustling leaves singing a gentle melody overhead. There is no hunger here, no fear, no sorrow, only peace, only joy. Only the presence of the one who created it all. But within this perfection, something lingers, a question, a choice waiting to be made. For in the center of the garden, 2 trees stand. One, the tree of life, offering eternity. The other, the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, its fruit rich with the weight of something unknown. A command was given. A simple boundary placed not as a burden, but as a gift. You are free to eat from any tree in the garden, but you must not eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, for when you eat from it, you will surely die. It is not a restriction, but a choice. For love, trust and obedience cannot exist without the freedom to choose. And so the garden waits. And in the shadows, something watches. The whisper of doubt. Imagine a still afternoon, the garden bathed in golden light. Eve walks beneath the trees, her fingers grazing the leaves, her heart full of peace. She is unaware that she is being watched. From the branches above, a voice speaks, soft, subtle, weaving through the air like a gentle breeze. Did God really say, "You must not eat from any tree in the garden"? Eve looks up, her gaze meeting the eyes of the serpent. She does not fear, for fear does not exist in Eden. She listens. "We may eat fruit from the trees in the garden," she replies, "but God did say, 'You must not eat fruit from the tree that is in the middle of the garden, and you must not touch it, or you will die.'" The serpent's voice is smooth, carrying the weight of an ancient deception. "You will not certainly die," he whispers, "for God knows that when you eat from it, your eyes will be opened, and you will be like God, knowing good and evil." A seed of doubt is planted. A thought begins to grow. Eve looks at the tree again. The fruit is beautiful. It glistens in the soft light, full of promise. A promise of wisdom, of knowledge, of something more. She reaches out. Her fingers close around the fruit. She takes a bite, and the world begins to change. The first taste of loss. The fruit is sweet, but something bitter stirs within. A shift, unseen yet undeniable. The air feels different, heavier. Eve turns to Adam, offering the fruit to him. Without hesitation he eats, and in an instant their eyes are opened, but not in the way they expected. The world, once radiant and pure, now feels exposed. The colors seem dimmer, the air colder. A new feeling creeps into their hearts, something they have never known before: shame. They look down at themselves and, for the first time, feel vulnerable. They rush to cover themselves, weaving together leaves, hiding from a world that has not changed. Only their hearts have. And then they hear it. Footsteps, the familiar sound of the Creator walking through the garden, just as he always had. But this time, something is different. This time, instead of running to him, they hide. The one who made them calls out, "Where are you?" And in that moment, everything has changed. A breaking, but not an end. Breathe deeply, dear listener. Feel the weight of this moment, the first taste of fear, the first rush of regret. The garden, once a place of perfect harmony, now holds a shadow. But even in this, there is something else, something beyond shame, beyond fear, beyond the choice that was made. There is grace, for the Creator does not abandon his creation. He does not leave them in their brokenness. He seeks them, calls to them, covers them, even as they step away from Eden, even as the weight of their choice settles upon them. They are not alone. The story is not over. Rest now, dear listener. Let your breath steady. Let your heart be still. For even in the darkness, there is a promise of something greater to come. Part 10. The Promise of Redemption. The Weight of the Choice. Welcome back, dear listener. Breathe deeply. Let the story settle within you. The peace of Eden has been broken. The taste of the forbidden fruit lingers. Shame, once unknown, now grips the hearts of Adam and Eve. They hide among the trees, their hands clutching makeshift coverings, their souls trembling with something new, fear. And yet, the Creator's voice still calls, "Where are you?" Not in anger, not in rage, but in longing. The one who formed them, who breathed life into their lungs, who walked beside them in the cool of the day. He knows where they are, and still, he asks, It is an invitation, not a condemnation. An opportunity, not an accusation. Slowly, Adam steps forward. His voice, once strong, is now uncertain. I heard you in the garden, and I was afraid because I was naked, so I hid. For the first time, humanity experiences separation, not from the garden, not from each other, but from the one who made them. A question follows, gentle yet piercing. Who told you that you were naked? Have you eaten from the tree that I commanded you not to eat from? And here, in this moment, the weight of the choice settles in. The first consequence is blame comes quickly. Adam points to Eve. Eve points to the serpent. The once perfect unity between them now bears the cracks of mistrust. And then, the words that change the course of history. To the serpent, a curse. Cursed are you above all livestock and all wild animals. You will crawl on your belly, and you will eat dust all the days of your life. To Eve, sorrow. I will make your pains in childbirth very severe. With painful labor you will give birth to children. To Adam, toil. By the sweat of your brow you will eat your food until you return to the ground, since from it you were taken. For dust you are, and to dust you will return. The world, once free of struggle, now carries the weight of choice. The soil, once abundant, will require labor. The body, once untouched by pain, will now know suffering. And Eden, the perfect sanctuary, can no longer be home. With heavy hearts, Adam and Eve step away, leaving behind the garden that was meant to be theirs forever. A flaming sword guards the entrance, a reminder of what was lost. They walk forward into a world unknown, a world still filled with beauty, but now touched by sorrow. A world still held together by the hands of its creator, but distant from the closeness they once knew, a promise in the darkness. And yet, even here, even in exile, even in the weight of their choices, there is something else. Hope, for in the curse upon the serpent, a prophecy is spoken. He will crush your head, and you will strike his heel. A promise that one day, someone will come. Someone who will undo what has been done. Someone who will crush the power of darkness and restore what was lost. The story of creation is not just about the beginning, it is also about the promise. The promise that even though humanity has fallen, they are not abandoned. Even though they have turned away, they are not forgotten. Even though they leave Eden, they do not leave the heart of their Creator. A new beginning. Picture Adam and Eve now, walking through an untamed land. The sky above them stretches wide, the earth beneath them still rich with life. Their hands, once free of labor, now grip the tools of survival. It is not the life they were meant for, but it is still a life worth living. The Creator does not leave them. He clothes them, cares for them, watches over them. The world still turns. The stars still shine. The breath of life still moves within them, and though they do not yet know it, the promise has already begun to unfold. A Savior will come. Eden will not be lost forever. And so the first story comes to an end, not in despair but in hope, not in finality, but in the expectation of something greater. Breathe deeply, dear listener. Rest in the knowledge that even in brokenness, there is a plan. Even in the darkest night, the stars still shine. Even when all seems lost, the story is not over. For one day, Eden will be restored, and the world will be made new again. Sleep now, dear listener. Rest in the peace of a promise that has never been forgotten.